This video is going to cover section 13.1, which is the introduction to the urinary system. The urinary system is involved in excretion, and this is the removal of metabolic waste from the body, as opposed to the waste from the digestive tract. These are the waste products that occur due to metabolism of various materials within the body. So the urinary system, it produces urine and it then conducts it outside the body. The excretion of metabolic waste, it has to occur largely because of the breakdown of proteins into amino acids, and then when amino acids are broken down, um, there is nitrogen that comprises part of the molecule of amino acids, and those need to be removed from the body. And so that is a very major part of the kidneys. So the kidneys, they excrete metabolic waste, and most of them are nitrogenous wastes, such as urea, ammonium, creatinine, and uric acid. Urea is formed when ammonia is released during the amino acid breakdown and it combines with CO2. Some ammonia, NH3, is excreted as the ammonium ion, NH4+. Creatinine is a breakdown product of creatine phosphate, which is a high energy phosphate reserve molecule. Uric acid is produced from the breakdown of nucleotides, and in some individuals, if too much uric acid accumulates, then a condition known as gout can occur. And this is where the uric acid crystallizes and affects the joints. Kidneys are involved in osmoregulation, so this is the maintenance of the balance of water and salt in the blood. Salts can cause osmosis, in other words, the diffusion of water into the blood, causing blood volume and blood pressure to increase when that's needed, of course. And kidneys, they also maintain levels of other ions such as potassium, bicarbonate, and calcium in the blood. They also provide a very important role in the regulation of acid-base balance. So they help to monitor and keep the blood pH at about 7.4 by excreting hydrogen ions and reabsorbing bicarbonate ions. Also, the release of hormones. The kidneys, they help the endocrine system in hormone secretion. They secrete renin, which is an enzyme that stimulates the adrenal cortex to secrete the hormone aldosterone, which promotes the absorption of sodium ions by the kidneys. They also secrete the hormone erythropoietin to stimulate the red blood cell production when oxygen demand increases. So obviously this is not an instant response. This takes time in order for the erythropoietin to get the bone marrow to produce more red blood cells. The kidneys, they also help activate vitamin D, which is a hormone-like molecule that promotes calcium absorption from the digestive tract. Here are the main parts of the urinary system. And urine is found only within the kidneys, the ureters, urinary bladder, and the urethra. And the kidneys are important organs because of homeostasis, because they excrete metabolic waste, and they adjust both the water, salt, and acid-base balance of the blood. So you can see the parts that are labeled there, the kidneys themselves, the ureters, which drain into the urinary bladder, and then the urethra, which allows the urine to pass to the outside. The kidneys themselves, these are paired bean-shaped organs, and they regulate acid-base balance and water-salt balance of blood. Each kidney is covered by a tough connective tissue layer, which is known as a renal capsule. And each kidney has a depression called the hilum on the concave side where a renal artery enters and a renal vein and the ureters exit. The ureters, these are small, well, they're fairly narrow. Um, However, they do extend right from the kidney to the urinary bladder, and they transport urine from the kidneys to the bladder, obviously. The wall of each ureter has three layers. It has an inner mucosa, and this would be a mucosa that can tolerate urine, and they're the only places where that can take place is within the excretory system. It also has a smooth muscle layer and an outer fibrous connective tissue layer. So what happens is you have peristaltic contractions in the ureters, and this causes the urine to then um, flow into the bladder. The bladder then it stores the urine until it's expelled from the body. It has three openings actually, two for the ureters which empty into the bladder, and then one for the urethra which drains the urine from the bladder. It has two sphincters that lie close to where the urethra exits the bladder, and the inner one is not under voluntary control, but the external one is. The urethra, this is a small tube opening that extends from the bladder to the external opening, and this removes the urine from the body, allows it to drain from the bladder. In the males, it's about 20 centimeters long. The urethra in the male, it does carry urine and semen. In the females, it's much shorter and carries only urine, so it's not connected to the reproductive or any other system. With urination, when the bladder fills with about 250 milliliters of urine, the stretch receptors send nerve impulses to the spinal cord, which in turn then causes motor nerve impulses from the spinal cord, which cause the bladder to contract and the sphincters to relax, which allows urination to occur. So the brain controls this reflex in older children and adults, then allowing urination to be delayed. So that's the beginning of um, the urinary system, and we will continue that with the next couple of videos.